can change a child. You really can.
It's just a great experience. I would recommend it to everyone.
Might be able to help a little. It's a great experience.
So no matter what your background, no matter what your skill levels, they'll be able to find somebody who could use your help.
Hi, I'm Dorothy Miasso, the Executive Director of the Literacy Volunteers of Illinois, or LVI for short. LVI is a statewide organization that is committed to developing and supporting volunteer literacy programs that help families, adults, and out-of-school teens increase their literacy skills. We provide a variety of programs for tutors, students, and program staff, but the one that I want to talk to you today about is our Jumpstart program. Jumpstart is a tutoring and mentoring program that operates in the Illinois Youth Centers. In the Jumpstart program, we recruit volunteers to serve as tutors and mentors for incarcerated youth. We founded the program in 1995 with funding from the Retirement Research Foundation and in partnership with School District 428, which is a school district that governs correctional educational programming in Illinois. We also had support from the Illinois Retired Teachers Association, which is one of the reasons that the Retirement Research Foundation was interested in funding our program. We continue to focus on retirees because our program operates during the day, but we welcome volunteers of all ages and all walks of life. The overall goal of our Jumpstart program is to boost the levels of literacy among incarcerated youth. There are 7 Illinois youth centers with whom we work. They are located in Chicago, Harrisburg, Joliet, Kewanee, Murfreesboro, St. Charles, and Warrenville. Every year we have close to 100 volunteers who work as tutors and mentors in the center. While this is a substantial number, when you consider that there are 800 youth in need, you can see why we are always looking for additional tutors, mentors, and of course, financial supporters. This short video is intended to interest you in becoming one of those. I hope that after you hear from some of the volunteers and our program staff who follow this introduction, that you too will be interested to change one life at a time, which is what our Jumpstart program aims to do. Thank you.
Well, I like working with the youth for a couple of reasons. Number one, they've expressed an interest to learn and they want to learn, and they're excited to learn, and it's exciting to see them learn. And then secondly, there's an opportunity to provide mentorship for these kids.
I am learning a lot. It's an education. And you're learning that they're kids who have made mistakes. And the ones that we work with want to learn.
I believe that working with them gives them a second chance of bettering themselves.
Everyone has the opportunity to learn, regardless how old, how young, your background, circumstances. Everyone has the opportunity and should have the opportunity to get tutored and get help with education.
I think what I like most is that I'm hoping I can add a little bit to their lives that will make them better when they leave the facility.
I saw this as an opportunity to do something that I enjoy, that is working with the kids, doing something that I consider is extremely worthwhile, helping them improve their education.
I guess I like their enthusiasm and their general attitude. They come in and they look forward to us coming in every week. And when we're not there for whatever reason, they miss us.
They are very, very appreciative of the one-on-one attention.
I love the opportunity to be a positive influence in someone's life who's most likely surrounded by negativity, has been, and probably still is. So.
The students are very motivated. They have an understanding that life can be tough, but education is a definite means to achieving higher income, better job prospects, and finding kind of what's out there for them. They really have a sense of growing personal responsibility and appreciate what education can mean.
The feeling that if I give them a little bit of extra time and recognition that maybe they won't come back and they'll have a better life after meeting me and getting involved with the tutoring.
All of them. They've all been great. The kids come in and they're appreciative, and they want to work, and they seem to like that we're there, and they're just nice kids.
The aha moments where all of a sudden you see a student who was struggling with a certain concept and just, I don't understand this, I don't get it, and then for whatever reason the light comes on and they're able to see it, and then it's one of those, oh geez, now I understand.
After we did the book club, I noticed a lot of kids were walking around the center with books in their hands, coming up to me and asking me about my favorite books, telling me about their favorite books, and that was something that I hadn't seen before, so that was really inspiring.
So the best time during the tutoring experience with these boys is probably, at least for me, it turns out to be the second or third session when you can see that they're beginning to trust you. And they're starting to share personal experiences with you. And they know that you are there to help them learn.
Stretching a child beyond what their expectations of themselves are. Making them do things that they didn't realize that they were capable of doing, and having pride within themselves for what they've accomplished.
The very best moments are when I've been working with girls to take their GED, and those girls who have passed. That is probably the highlight, when you work with a girl intensely and get her to pass the GED. Then you feel a real sense of accomplishment.
We see a student that has been struggling in the regular classes, and they come in and take some tutoring. And then when the final grades come out later on, they see that they have had an advanced increase.
I've had a very positive experience so far. I've had 3 young ladies that I have worked with over a long period of time, and to see the progress that they're making is very gratifying.
I want to see in each young man an increase in their confidence level, number one, and in each young man, them realizing that they can learn and have indeed learned if they just put some effort into it.
When I go in, I always try and be very upbeat, no matter what kind of a day or morning I've had or whatever. A personal goal is to always be real upbeat for the girls, have a real positive attitude, because I'm trying to engender in them a real positive attitude, and so I feel like I need to be an example.
I try to set goals with the students to let them know that, their past is their past, but their future is up to them.
Making them feel that they have value. I'm hopeful that they learn, but the most important thing that I want them to learn is self-respect and have pride in themselves and feel like they do have value on this earth.
The goals we actually set through the first meeting, I just talk to them and I say, hey, what things do you want to accomplish? Why do you want math tutoring? And then we start to talk about that. Some want to accomplish getting the GED. Some want to get back on track with their school level when they do get back into school. But a lot of them have different goals. And so we would just talk about that and then set a plan week by week. Say, hey, we can accomplish this each week. I'll test you when we come back. And then we go from there.
I do life skills a lot, asking them to think about where they want to be in 10 years and close their eyes and kind of describe it to me. Setting long-term, short-term goals, those kinds of things. And then, of course, we work on goals for learning as well.
Sometimes the progress is just spending one-on-one time with the student. Sometimes that's really all they need, is just an opportunity to sit down with somebody and realize that someone does in fact care about them.
If you want to enlarge your own life and learn a lot about, other people's lives and what's happened to them and how they're trying to change their life, you might be able to help a little. It's a great experience.
I think it's a great thing to do, as long as they can be flexible, because there are so many variables between the girls, okay? But it's great.
A lot of the students get attached to the tutors and look forward to the tutors coming out working with them. So I would have to tell all tutors or potential tutors to make sure that they have time commitment and that they are dedicated and really want to work with the student.
Just be as flexible as you can, because it's not like a normal school. Anything can happen. Every day is different, and you really just got to roll with the punches, go with the flow, and be creative.
If they like the idea of the personal contact, the one-on-one, it's very rewarding. The girls are very polite, and they're motivated to move ahead with their lives and facing their challenges. And so just being part of that is very rewarding.
Well, I would say you don't really need to have a teaching background, so don't be afraid of that. I didn't have a teaching background. All you need to be is someone who's willing to listen and someone who really wants to help someone else. And it's just a great experience. I would recommend it to everyone.
I would say that it's a great opportunity. It's kind of a cliche to say you get more out of it than you give, but it really is true.
Leave your preconceived notions aside. A lot of the students are extremely motivated. They have ideas of who they are, what they want to do. It is a safe center. The students are happy to work in groups, and they do understand that they have a responsibility to their future at this point. They understand that life, again, can be tough, but they have opportunities out there, and they're more than willing to follow those opportunities.
So no matter what your background, no matter what your skill levels, they'll be able to find somebody who could use your help.
I would tell them to overcome the apprehension and fear, which I had as well, thinking that I wasn't going to be capable of doing it, because it is so fulfilling that you can change a child. You really can.
I always ask them when they're leaving, what are you going to do first thing when you go home? And this kid said, I'm going to go up to my mom and I'm going to kiss her on the cheek and tell her I love her and how much I've missed her.
I was touched by a exit interview of a young woman that I had worked with for a long time, and she really had wonderfully complimentary things to say about me and the time she spent with me and her fondness for me. And she said it was like a mother-daughter relationship. So that kind of overwhelmed me.
It's meeting the people involved with the whole process, not only the staff, but also the staff at the center, the staff at LVI, and my tutors. I enjoy my tutors when they come in, and we enjoy each other.
I enjoy personally working at IYC St. Charles. I think that the education staff and the teachers, the principal, they all have been wonderful since I've been out here. They work well with me and with our volunteers. So I would have to say overall, my experience so far, thus far, has been a great experience.
I hope we can attract many of the people to do the volunteer work, because there's a big need of them. Since we're teaching on an individual basis, the time is taken up, and there's a number of people that could be used.
I hope that people will really get involved, because there is a great need here, and it's so obvious after just being there for a month that the problem with the society is the lack of education. And a lot of these young women, all they really need is someone to give them that feeling of it's worth learning, it's worth going to school, and they have value. Self-worth is just something that is so terribly missing in this environment, that if nothing else, if you can just come in and give a young woman the feeling that they have value, you'll go home thinking you're much more valuable than you were before you walked in the door.
So this is a way to, show them that indeed someone does care about them.